Let's talk about how things have gone from bad to downright laughable for Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. The Jets, who have been in freefall since Halloween, have now taken their chaos to a whole new level. With just 2 wins since then, it's safe to say they're not exactly the poster children for professional football. If there was a Mendoza line for NFL teams, Gang Green would be way below it, unorganized, disjointed, and perpetually stumbling into new ways to embarrass themselves. But hey, the misery doesn't just come from the big moments. No, it's the little things that pile up, adding to the comedic disaster that is the Jets season. Picture this. Halfway through the third quarter of a matchup with the Buffalo Bills, Rodgers throws an ill-advised pass into a tight window, which ends predictably intercepted by Bills cornerback Christian Benford. Just another desperate mistake in a game full of them. But wait, it gets even better. As Benford runs out of bounds, Rodgers, who might have been trying to make up for the previous throw, accidentally shoves him down while he's already out of play. And that, folks, is where we get one of the most hilarious moments of the season. Head referee Clete Blakeman, with a chuckle, announces a penalty for unnecessary roughness on none other than Aaron Rodgers himself. Yes, you heard that right, Rodgers, the quarterback, gets flagged for unnecessary roughness. And both Blakeman and Rodgers can't help but laugh at the absurdity of the moment. It's a fitting reflection of how far the Jets have fallen this season. When even the refs can't help but laugh at your misfortunes, you know things are truly out of hand. This moment is a perfect snapshot of the Jets season, full of mistakes, missed opportunities, and a general sense of chaos. From bad plays to bad penalties, the team just can't catch a break. But hey, at least it's entertaining, right? Well, if it isn't Aaron Rodgers managing to make a bad situation even worse. In case you missed it, the Jets quarterback had a wild Sunday afternoon during his team's 40-14 blowout loss to the Buffalo Bills. And no, it wasn't just the game score that had fans talking, it was what happened after he threw an interception. So here's the scene. It's the third quarter, and Rodgers, already feeling the heat after throwing a pick, decides, hey, why not make it worse? He runs to try and make a tackle, and ends up shoving Bills cornerback Christian Benford, who was already stepping out of bounds, well after the play was over. Boom, late hit penalty, and just like that, Rodgers gifted the Bills 15 extra yards to march down the field. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not the kind of help you want to give your opponent in a blowout. Rodgers, of course, didn't exactly think it was a big deal. He said, I don't think I pushed him very hard. Yeah, Aaron, maybe not hard, but certainly enough to get a penalty call. Meanwhile, the Bills were loving it as they easily moved into Jets territory. Fast forward 5 plays, and Josh Allen connects with Amari Cooper for a crazy 30-yard touchdown catch. That TD not only boosted the Bills' lead to 19-0 but also marked Cooper's 10.000 career yards. Oh, and it was Allen's 40th touchdown of the season, his 5th year in a row hitting that milestone. The Bills are now sitting pretty with a 13-3 record and a playoff spot locked up. As for Rodgers, well, let's just say it's been a season full of struggles for the guy. His first year with the Jets has not gone as planned, especially after that Achilles injury last season. The Jets are now 4-12, already out of the playoff race, and they've even fired their head coach and general manager. Ouch. Rodgers didn't help matters on Sunday, throwing 2 interceptions, including the one to Benford. By the fourth quarter, the Jets were down 40-0, so they pulled Rodgers, who finished with 112 yards, 2 picks, and 4 sacks. Now, enter Tyrod Taylor. He stepped in and managed to get the Jets on the scoreboard with 2 touchdowns, including a 9-yard strike to Garrett Wilson. He ended his day with 83 yards on 12 of 14 passing. While Taylor showed some promise, the Jets still have a lot to figure out. And as for Rodgers, well, he says the season just got away from us. With an offseason full of uncertainty ahead, the Jets' 14-year playoff drought might not end anytime soon. What do you think? Will Rodgers bounce back next season? Or is his time with the Jets already over? Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video to join the conversation. Hey, sports fans, get ready, because we've got a wild story straight out of the NFC East. On Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles put on an absolute clinic, crushing the Dallas Cowboys 41-7 to clinch the division title. But despite the blowout score, the drama didn't stop until the final whistle. As the game wound down with under 3 minutes left, tensions boiled over between the two teams, leading to a full-on brawl on the field. Even though both sides had their backups in, that old rivalry between the Eagles and Cowboys flared up like it was the first quarter. The chaos started when Dallas cornerback Troy Pride Jr. and wide receiver Jalen Brooks, along with Eagles safety Sidney Brown, got tangled during an Eagles punt. It was no ordinary scuffle either. At one point, they took an official down with them as the fight erupted. Brooks grabbed Brown and threw him to the ground, only for Pride to give him a shove as they tried to break free. Then things escalated quickly as Brown launched Pride toward a nearby tunnel, setting off a larger altercation as more players stormed in to separate the two sides. As you can imagine, it didn't take long for the referees to step in and toss all three players, Pride, Brooks, and Brown, out of the game. And for added drama, Eagles fans were all over it, applauding Brown as he was escorted off the field while doing the team's "calm down" gesture. It wasn't the first time an Eagles player was ejected for unsportsmanlike behavior this season. Just last week, safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson was booted after 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in a loss to the Washington Commanders. Even though the Eagles had already dominated the game, this final bit of drama was a reminder that no matter the score, the intensity of a division rivalry never dies. That's all for today, folks. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wild sports stories. Until next time, stay fierce, stay competitive, and remember, sports are always better with a little drama. Saquon Barkley makes history as 9th running back to rush for 2.000 yards in a season. Saquon Barkley has just etched his name into NFL history. On Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles running back became the 9th player in NFL history to rush for 2.000 yards in a single season. Barkley reached this incredible milestone during the fourth quarter against the Dallas Cowboys, when he ripped off a 23-yard run to the Dallas 23-yard line. That run pushed him past 2.000 rushing yards for the season, with 2.005 yards on the year, and set up a touchdown to extend the Eagles' lead to 41-7. That was it for Barkley on the day. With the game well in hand, he was sidelined as the Eagles cruised to a 41-7 victory, clinching the NFC East title in the process. Barkley's 2.000-yard season places him alongside some of the NFL's greatest running backs. He now joins an elite list of running backs to reach the 2.000-yard mark in a season, including Eric Dickerson 2.105 yards, 1984. Adrian Peterson 2.097 yards, 2012. Jamal Lewis 2.066 yards, 2003. Barry Sanders 2.053 yards, 1997. Derrick Henry 2.027 yards, 2020. Terrell Davis 2.008 yards, 1998. Chris Johnson 2.006 yards, 2009. O.J. Simpson 2.003 yards, 1973. Barkley's historic revival with the Eagles. Barkley, now 27, has had standout seasons in the past, but none quite like this one. Since joining the Eagles, he's found a new level of success that he never reached during his previous 6 years with the New York Giants. In his career with the Giants, Barkley's best rushing season came in 2022, when he rushed for 1.312 yards and averaged 4.4 yards per carry. As a rookie in 2018, he rushed for 1.307 yards, averaging 5 yards per carry, and won NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. However, Barkley also faced challenges behind the Giants' struggling offensive lines, which led to concerns about whether he'd lost the explosive qualities that made him a top-tier playmaker. In 2021 and 2023, he averaged fewer than 4 yards per carry in both seasons, fueling doubts about his future in the league. But after joining the Eagles, everything clicked for Barkley. Playing behind one of the NFL's best offensive lines, he has proven his doubters wrong in the most spectacular fashion. His 167-yard game against Dallas was just the latest in a season full of incredible performances. He has averaged 125.3 rushing yards per game and 5.8 yards per carry, by far the best marks of his career. Can Barkley break Dickerson's record? As we head into the final week of the regular season, Barkley is still within reach of breaking the NFL single-season rushing record. Eric Dickerson holds the record with 2.105 yards, a mark set in 1984 during a 16-game season. With 2.005 yards already in the books, Barkley is just 100 yards shy of breaking the record. But will he get the chance? The Eagles have already clinched the number 2 seed in the NFC playoffs, so they could decide to rest key players in Week 18, including Barkley. If Barkley does play, he'll have one more shot at breaking Dickerson's record in his 17th game of the season. One thing's for sure, whether or not he breaks the record, Saquon Barkley's 2024 season has been nothing short of extraordinary. And he's proven that he's back among the NFL's elite running backs. So, will Saquon Barkley make history and break the record next week? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing sports news and updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. The Los Angeles Rams are on the verge of clinching the NFC West title after a dramatic 13-9 win over the Arizona Cardinals on Saturday, keeping their division hopes alive and well. With the victory, the Rams improved their record to 10-6, staying one game ahead of the Seattle Seahawks at 9-7. This marks LA's 5th consecutive win, with their playoff hopes hanging by a thread as the season heads into the final week. The game was a nail-biter, with the Cardinals pushing deep into Rams territory late in the fourth quarter. They reached the Rams' 5-yard line, and it seemed like they had enough time to score and steal the game. But just when it looked like Arizona might take the lead, disaster struck for the Cardinals. A pass from Kyler Murray hit tight end Trey McBride in the helmet, and Rams cornerback Ahkello Witherspoon laid out to snag the deflection, securing a crucial interception that nearly sealed the game for LA after a brief review. The call stood, and the Rams were given the ball at their own 1-yard line, though they still had a bit of work to do to close out the win. Now, the stage is set for a dramatic showdown in Week 18. The Rams will face off against the Seahawks, and a win would give LA the NFC West title outright. However, if Seattle wins, the division crown will come down to a tiebreaker battle. The first tiebreaker would be head-to-head, which the Rams have already won. But if that doesn't decide it, the other tiebreakers include divisional record, record against common opponents, and conference record. If it still remains tied, the strength of victory would come into play, and the Rams could potentially clinch the title based on their victories if a few other teams can notch wins over the weekend. It's a tense situation, but Rams head coach Sean McVay is keeping a close eye on the results of these games to see if his team can secure the division this week. As for the game itself, the Rams' offense struggled to find rhythm, with quarterback Matthew Stafford finishing 17 of 32 for 189 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions, and no sacks taken. The Cardinals, meanwhile, had their own challenges. Kyler Murray went 33 of 48 for a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and added 32 rushing yards. His one touchdown pass was to McBride, who finally found the end zone after a long season without a touchdown. Despite the touchdown, a blocked extra point attempt from Chad Ryland proved costly for Arizona, as they couldn't capitalize on the scoring opportunity. The Cardinals, down 10-0 at halftime, managed to score a touchdown and field goal early in the second half. However, they were unable to sustain the momentum, with Murray's 2 second-half interceptions sealing their fate. It's clear that while the Rams' offense continues to struggle, their defense, led by Witherspoon's game-changing interception, has stepped up when it counts. Now, all eyes are on next week's pivotal clash with the Seahawks. With the NFC West crown hanging in the balance, will the Rams clinch the title? Or will the drama continue into the tiebreaker chaos? Stay tuned.